Welcome to issue 208.5 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here we take a good look at that most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. We'll discuss those poorly understood characters, unfairly labeled villains, and their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, Evil Dr Matt Carrano, and joining me is Steve.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hey, Matt.
And Daniel.
Hello, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Steve?
You know, I used to get excited when you guys would show up for a recording night, but I've not so much anymore. I don't know what it is.
I feel like we've lost that team spirit. Hey, I mean, Daniel doesn't even do anything unless Steve's in the area.
Well, and then listening to the last one, I mean, it almost seems like you don't really want to be a team anymore.
No, we need to get together and work it out. I mean, even if only one of us can do something at a time, I guess.
I guess. I mean, does that still count? Is it still
teamwork if only
know.
one of us is doing something at once? I don't think it's
seem
really
teamy.
Doesn't feel teamy. Doesn't.
Just
Our teamwork used to be so much stronger.
We've lost our mojo. Well, but we have our mojo packs. But you know what I mean. We lost our mojo.
Yeah, we haven't done mojo yet.
I don't have quick strike. I'm weak sauce.
No. You know what though? We have someone new, sort of new, reading the intro. Maybe they can bring it back for us. Daniel, who's this person you brought with you?
Well, this is Evil Dr Matt Carrano, the curator of Dinosauria at the National Natural History Museum here in Washington, Smithsonian. Hi, Matt.
Hello. How you doing?
Did I get your title right?
You did get my title right.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's a real title. 8-year-old me is squealing with joy right now.
I can't believe he's on the show a second time.
Well, why would we need a curator of Dinosauria on the show, Steve?
Because we are going to do a very special I See You spoiler episode, and we needed some lore from an expert, and here he is. So,
okay, whoa.
What?
So
What?
this is we're recording on February 20th, 2024. We just got shown the preview for the third scenario in the Age of Apocalypse. So we've got the Four Horsemen, we've got Apocalypse, we have Unis.
Yep.
And you're telling me we had to bring on an expert in Dinosauria?
That's what I'm telling you.
All right, let's do this.
Now, the last time Matt was... I'm sorry. My apologies. The last time Evil Dr. Matt Carrano was on was issue 55, way back in volume 2.
It was that long ago?
It was a very long time ago, March 9th, 2021.
Wow.
So, yeah. Our dreams have come true, though. We are getting a card that requires the curator of Dinosauria to come on and talk to us about it.
Wow. All right. 3 years later, almost to the day.
It's pretty close.
All right.
It's pretty close.
Steve, how about you just open the envelope and just drag the card out just a little bit so we can see the title?
Okay, here's the title. It's just called Pterasaur.
All right, take it away, Dr. Evil.
So I see the card. I see the title. First of all, I like the title. I like it not just because it's short, but because it's accurate. A lesser game might have called this pterodactyl, which would hurt a little bit. But it's not. It's Pterasaur. And the Pterasaurs are pretty cool. And I should give you a caveat. You invited me on the show, and I didn't say it ahead of time. And now you're stuck with me. I have to bring up that this is not a dinosaur.
What?
So technically, I'm giving you an off prescription wreck here on this thing. Yeah. So this is sort of a dinosaur adjacent animal, but it's not.
From what I understand, it's because of the hip joints are different.
Yeah, they're close. They're basically like cousins. They're pretty close. As prehistoric animals go, they're not too far apart. But yeah, they have differences in the hip. They have differences in the neck. It's all very it's very fine points of anatomy. Difficult things to sort of obviously notice unless you're really up close. Besides the wings, so they live with dinosaurs. They appear about the same time, 230 million years ago. Dinosaurs and pterosaurs both sort of show up around the same point, and they all go right up to the big asteroid impact 66 million years ago, and they get wiped out along with the dinosaurs. And in between, you have a lot of different kinds. So it's category like dinosaur when you say pterosaur. This particular pterosaur that's shown on the card is definitely a late model pterosaur. The early pterosaurs are very small, and they have teeth, long tails. And when I say small, I mean like like a robin, little guys. And these really big ones, they don't show up till much later. And the giant ones, which this pretty clearly is, sort of small airplane size, they show up around the time of T-Rex, so 66, 67 million years ago. Big toothless things, and some of them are. There's another one that you probably recognize called Pteranodon, another kind of pterosaur, and that almost kind of pelican-like animal, live near the ocean. Big toothless beak, probably snapped up fish. This one looks like something called a Quetzalcoatlus.
That's my favorite kind. I love that.
Those things are pretty impressive. They're big enough that scientists still argue about whether they can fly or not. So these things have huge wings, but they're also just huge animals. And birds are around at this point as well, so they are kind of competitors with early birds. The way they fly is different, and they came up with their own way of flying, different from birds, different from bats. And what's pretty interesting is they're kind of pretty intimidating animals when you look at them like this. The one thing they never really figure out is like how to use their feet. Birds have just very interesting feet. They can, if you're a hawk, they're pretty deadly, or they climb with them or whatever. And pterosaur feet, they almost look like human feet. They're just like big flat feet with like nothing going on. Like they don't ever really have the ability to grab with their feet. So they really are just like if they can't get you with their head, they can't get you. So in that sense, they're kind of they have one tool, but they do evolve lots of varieties. There's some that are actually kind of flamingo-like, and they like scoop little things out of the water and filter them out. And then there's some with sort of just big mouthfuls of pointy teeth, probably good fish catchers. Little teeny ones, probably insect eaters. This thing, some people think this is a carrion eater. Goes around, lands around, and like pokes its head into sort of decaying dead dinosaurs. Which is, I don't want to say it's a good job, but it's like a reliable job.
You always have work. You always have work.
Yeah, always have work, exactly.
Now, Evil Dr. Matt, is it true that you can't hear a pterosaur going to the bathroom because the P is silent?
Oh my God.
Nice, Steve. Wow.
Oh, I'm embarrassed to have been so slow in the uptake with that.
You haven't heard that one before? Oh my goodness.
Probably have, I don't. Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Somebody else got to have to pitch the next one.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, oftentimes folks will say that birds are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But are they more related to the pterosaurs or the dinosaurs? And flight is just sort of an interesting match, kind of.
It's the second thing. Yeah. So they're descended from dinosaurs, and so they evolved flight independently of pterosaurs. And so they did it differently. Birds have a very particular way of using their wings, and bird wings, it's all about the feathers, and they can change the shape of the wing with their feathers, but they have a very particular way of flapping, and it's very I don't want to say rigid, but it's like the bones basically only allow certain things to happen, whereas pterosaurs have a completely different setup, and they have the wing is like a leathery wing, almost like a bat wing, but instead of in a bat where it's all between all the fingers, in a pterosaur, the pinky is super long, and the wing just goes out along this pinky and then comes back against the body. So they only have the one thing instead of bats, like a web. And some of them have these super long tails, and they must be doing something with that. And some of them have these big crests on their heads, and something must be going on with that, but we don't understand it. But they seem to be just doing a different thing. So, and birds and pterosaurs are around for 80 million years together, so they must have like they sorted out. They're just doing different stuff, and they just happen to both fly, but
I
they
see.
are
Interesting.
probably not getting in each other's way that much.
That's hilarious.
Would these things be agile flyers like birds, or more clumsy?
I think they'd be good flyer. I mean, it's a difficult thing to really like figure out, but I mean,
Hmm.
I think you either fly or you don't fly. Frankly, like there's not really almost flying.
That's called
And
falling. That's called
it's called
falling.
fall. It's called
Yeah.
falling, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's enough variety in what these things look like and like their shapes of their wings that it implies that there's like a lot of variety of flying styles. So they're probably pretty good at it. The big ones probably are soaring, a lot more like an albatross or something. And the one thing you don't have at this time is you don't have big flying birds. Birds are all sort of medium sized or smaller. So you don't have anything like a giant eagle or a condor. Those are all the pterosaurs doing that stuff.
Cool.
When I was a kid, my favorite stuffed toy was a pterodactyl named Terry.
Oh,
Oh,
That's what it said on the tag.
what was the one in Land Before Time?
Oh,
He used to make that, yep, 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 or something like that. It's. I'll just tell you, it's Petrie.
oh yeah, Petrie. There we go.
Petrie. Okay. Yeah, Petrie. Well, that was great, Doctor Evil Doctor. I have to remember that you can go to 4 years of Evil Doctor school for nothing.
That's true.
Yeah. Guys, should we
I'm paying that off.
yeah. Should we look at this card here a little bit?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Mike or Daniel, why don't you read some of the card and share it with the other guy?
Some of the card. Okay, all right. I'm gonna read that this thing doesn't think. It's got 0 scheme, and it has 3 attack, which I believe is as strong as a T-Rex.
It is as strong as the T-Rex.
Now, Matt, does that make any sense?
It's falling from the sky because he can't fly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to see like this and a T-Rex. It's hard to see that fight lasting that long. To be
So,
frank.
if this is a Quetzalcoatlus, it's like got a wingspan of like 25 feet or something, right? It's humongous.
Yeah.
So it could swoop down and just eat you, just like a T-Rex could just bend down and eat you.
I mean, kind of, right? But it's like yes, but could it swoop down and eat a T-Rex? No. So I'm saying if you do 3 attack, and they fight each other.
Right, but the T-Rex card has toughness and 6 health, while this thing only has 4 health. There, I got to read.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this thing has its, if it gets you, it gets you. But if it doesn't, you can probably, a T-Rex would crumble this thing pretty badly.
Right.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is, if it's a big flying animal, every ounce of design is being used for flying. So there's not like extra bulk, right? So it can kind of whack you with its wing, and that would probably hurt. But it doesn't have like big claws on its hands or big claws on its feet. So it's either got to stab you with its mouth or sort of bonk you, I guess. I don't know. There's not a lot going on there. So I think it's really got to, and it's got to get it in, hit in well.
Right.
Like a dive bomber. It should have like the ability to stun.
Hey, speaking of dive bomber, he has aerial. He could use dive bomb. Oh wait.
Yeah.
But you're right, Mike. He is aerial traded. He's also a creature. Huh. All right. Matt, what else does he do?
Well, when revealed, resolve the special ability on the setting environment.
I wonder what that means.
Wow, that means so much to us at this point.
I mean, I'm going to assume it's not everyone digs out a special ally. Like, it's probably going to be something that hurts the heroes. So, and the when revealed effect, yeah, let's do it. It's not when he attacks and then you get a chance to kill him first. No, it's when he pops out.
Yeah, let's look at this for a second. So, resolve the special, in quotes, ability on the setting environment. So whatever scenario this is in, there's a setting environment in play, and then it comes out and this triggers it. So
yep, and presumably there's more than one setting.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, are there settings that have had special already released like long ago? Because that'd be funny.
I don't think so.
There's different environments, but they're all different. There's something different about it. Like they're not called settings; they're called something else.
Right, because like Absorbing Man's just gives him some basic stuff. It doesn't have a special tag on it. Even the Mojo stuff doesn't have a special on it, right? From all of his different scenarios, whatever. They have a specific, like, everyone gets a +1 or whatever.
Are
So
those
this is going to
called
be.
setting? I can't remember.
I don't.
No, they're called
It'd just be
environments.
Environments, right? Okay.
Well, but they do have a special.
They have
Okay,
I
they
mean,
don't have the
setting is a
word
trait for an environment. So, right?
Yeah, there is definitely like some kind of
Hmm.
tag on the Mojo ones, but
All right.
there's more on this card, Mike. There's more on this card.
Yeah, it's got a special boost. So no boost icons, but it's got the special boost. If the Savage Land is in play, deal Pterasaur to yourself as a face-down encounter card. I like that as a boost effect. I mean,
Yeah.
presuming the Savage Land is in play, whatever that is.
I'm going to guess the Savage Land is the setting environment that Pterasaur is referencing.
It might be. It might also be a scheme.
Oh, it could be a side scheme. Yep.
Or a main scheme. I don't know.
Okay, so this card comes from the Savage Land modular set we haven't mentioned. This is card 2 of 8. So what do you want to bet? Card 1 is the setting environment?
Sure. Yep.
Called Savage Land? I mean, if that's it. Or 1 is maybe the side scheme for Savage Land.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's probably the setting itself.
Yeah. If the Savage Land is in play, deal Pterasaur to yourself as a face down card. Well, okay, so it's cool if that's where you. Oh yeah, that would make sense. If you are in the Savage Lands, which I'll tell you what those are in a second, this thing is flying around and trying to eat you, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
But he can presumably also eat you anywhere else too.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just you're more likely to get eaten by him if you are where he lives.
Yes.
If you're in his home. So to backtrack 2 seconds, those horror, sci-fi, the Mojo ones have the setting and show trait on them, but they don't have it. They do not have a special ability, however.
All
So, okay, so Savage Lands. Let's talk about Savage Lands for a second. This is where Matt's 4 years or 8 years of Evil Dr. Dinosaur College doesn't help him, because the Savage Lands are a Marvel invention set in Antarctica at the base of the Palmer Peninsula, a tropical prehistoric land surrounded by volcanoes. It's a tropical preserve hidden from the rest of the world, like ringed in, and in the Savage Lands, these creatures still exist.
That's very Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and there'll be, heroes go there, and there's all, they'll have all sorts of encounters, and they do their thing, whatever heroes and villains do. I believe too. There's I read that it's like a World Heritage location, like the UN, and everybody said, "Oh, you can't go there and hunt these things or anything." But of course, people like Kraven and other characters go there and do evil things. So, but that's the Savage Land itself. So it makes sense that a Pterasaur is there.
But what do we think this architectural structure is?
Yeah. Because in the art, there's a cathedral behind the Pterasaur.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Do they get out, or is there some ancient civilization in this?
I mean, if I was a bigger villain than I am, I would set up my headquarters in the midst of Dinosaur Land.
Well, I mean, the T-Rex got it to Central Park. I'm sure this guy can get wherever.
That was time travel. I mean, this thing does fly. I don't know how it doesn't fly away, but.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, in the art there, that cathedral does stick out like a sore thumb. Sore thumb, sorry.
Sore pinky?
Yeah.
Now, what is the orange stuff behind it? Is that more pterosaurs?
Yeah, I think I think it's other ones.
Yeah, it's a flock.
And this is comic book art, so.
Okay.
I have no idea why we're going to the Savage Lands, but I'm excited.
What does this have anything to do at all with the story of the box? Or maybe this is some random modular and a hero pack.
Apparently this is from the box.
It is from the box. FFG did tell us it is from the box.
Oh, okay. All right.
But they haven't officially spoiled the last 2 scenarios.
Right.
So maybe somebody retreats there.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Maybe somebody tries to harness the power of the Savage Lands for our purposes.
For dinosaur purposes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
somebody's
so
setting up an
ridiculous.
amusement park. I don't know.
Yep, I don't care. It's gonna be great.
I don't care.
There's more. Yeah.
Oh golly.
Now, it is interesting. It is not a unique minion, so there could be a couple of them. Maybe.
Oh, there better be. Yeah.
And a bunch
They
of other ones. What other dinosaur and dinosaur adjacent creatures would we like to see fill out the Savage Lands modular?
I think it might be kind of funny to do a reprint of the T-Rex.
Okay. Dr. Matt, what about you?
I mean, it's like Jurassic Park, right? The menu's really substantial. I think you want like a couple of badass herbivores.
Like a
Something like
Stegosaurus?
Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, big heavy armored things.
Yeah. All right.
I think that'd be pretty sweet. But you can't just retread Jurassic Park, right? So you can't have like raptors running around. It's sort of a done deal, right? You got to pick some new.
Probably.
There's a lot of little mean, snappy dinosaurs you could probably pick that aren't velociraptors.
Okay. Daniel, do you have one you'd like to see?
I've always been a Triceratops fan.
Okay. Yeah. Classic.
Classic.
Well, is there more to say about this card, or what we don't know about this card?
I'm just really excited to see this Savage Land stuff. And eight cards is a substantial modular. So
now they did also FFG in one of their articles. They showed us Sauron, who was like a back of the pack somebody or something like that, and he's like a pterosaur human hybrid thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but he's his own set though. He's a different modular set.
Okay. Do we know who he's from? Like which pack that's in?
Yes.
So
it was an Iceman's pack. It's a back of the pack. So
yeah, that was awesome. That was amazing.
Thank
you, FFG, for this lovely spoiler. It was a lot of fun to chat about. Now let's talk about teamwork, shall we?
What's that anymore?
Oh boy! Okay, so
yeah,
was this yesterday? Now they dropped.
It came out on the 19th, which was yesterday, which was the day before our Acolyte show came out, where we all talked about teamwork and how great it is for the villains, and they're nerfing teamwork. Shall I read you the new teamwork? What it's going to say?
The old teamwork, first of all, was
yes.
If a minion with teamwork is revealed, every other minion with teamwork of that same team activates.
Yes.
Brutal and delicious.
Amazing. So powerful.
And therein lies the problem.
You see, a petition was put forward by Ironheart.
Oh, and Doctor Strange and Spider-Ham and Spider-Suit and all the powerful heroes saying, you can't be stronger than us.
Oh, all right, what's the new teamwork, Steve?
Yeah, so now, with the release of Age of Apocalypse, so not yet. You need to have the box. The box has to come out. It hasn't released yet. The keyword will instead cause only the minion that just entered play to activate, so long as they have at least one teammate in play. So this means the teamwork keyword basically is a weaker quick strike or a weaker quick scheme if their teammate's out. Quick thinking if they have a teammate out. Just the one that comes into play activates, not all of them.
Got it. Okay, so some chatter around the interwebs was saying that for 4-player, this is a good change.
Sure, I guess.
Solo, it's a terrible change. It's never going to activate.
Nope, never.
Yeah, even in solo, you only would ever activate like 2 guys anyways, right? So like, I don't know. I guess it didn't really activate often in solo anyhow, but...
and the teamwork can't be self-referential, right? The guy coming in, if he's the only one in the team, can't be his own team.
Right, he's got to have another teammate. So... here's my take. Here's what I think folks should do. I mean, you can play the game you want to play. I think in standard, you follow the new rules. In expert, you follow the old rules.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, part of the reason, the minions themselves aren't like super, like their stats are dependent on the fact that teamwork existed in the old way.
Right. Well, they all have really nasty effects too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it came from. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Daniel. It's not unless the teams are getting a big buff in this one.
Okay, that's true.
That could be. No.
Yeah, because right now we just have the Acolytes and the Reavers, and we just talked about Acolytes, and their stats are not big, right? They're like 1s and 2s.
What if the Savage Land scenario gives all Pterasaurs teamwork?
Whoa.
Matt, were they like did they hunt in flocks? Were they a teamy animal?
You know, I don't think we have any information on that, but people. But unlike dinosaurs, it's not something people speculated, right? People talk about pack hunting and dinosaurs. I think these are like small prey animals. You know, they just eat things
Okay.
smaller than themselves, so they're not like ganging up on something.
Gotcha.
So probably not. There are some that certainly like flock, like the flamingo flocks, right? Because you find like a pile of 1,000 dead ones in one place. But I think
I
they're
see.
all like,
Right.
they're all like feeding in one spot. But I don't think they're helping each other.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the zero scheme. I think that's pretty
That's
pretty spot on.
They're not thinkers, eh? Okay.
No. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, play the game you want to play. If you're playing 4-player and you think it's too much, absolutely use the new rule. But in solo, at least, I'm going to continue to use the old rule because it still needs that bite.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's how I like to play my games.
Yeah.
Steve, one other thing, critical encounters when we play on the YouTubes,
Yeah.
even if we're standard, we're old teamwork.
We're old teamwork. Okay.
Yeah.
House rule number 7,606. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just played a game with Board Game Lawyer. It's out there on our Twitch still. It'll hit YouTube eventually. And we play with acolytes, and the teamwork it's a thing. So
It's supposed to be a thing.
it changes our decision making several times in a few rounds. Like, oh, who do we take out? What do we do now? So yeah.
Yeah. No. Now you don't have to think about that so much, but that is bad. All right.
All right. Well, hey, this is spoiler season, and if folks are listening to us first, they could go out and check out the spoilers from our friends over at the Card Game Cooperative. They got an ally called Triage. You could also check out the Spanish channel Limanos de Thanos. They got Hero Card Command Authority. You could go check out.
Cool.
So, and by the time this show releases, FFG will have done their FFG Live yesterday, so people could go find that on YouTube to find out more cards. So, yeah, cool.
Great.
Mike, it's been a while, but
I
if
know.
people want to talk to us,
Yeah, I want to know what your stuffed dinosaurs were named. You can email us at criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We are Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find our YouTube channel or Patreon or Twitch by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Vardane. Big Fun Love. Too. If you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. Pterasaur, take us out.
Caw!
what noise do they make, Matt?
Oh, let's go with that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It's canon.
Super scientific.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, thanks so much for coming back. We'll see you in 3 years when they release another dinosaur.
Awesome.
When we get the rest of the set, and
Yeah.
there's a
Oh,
few
there-
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be here. I'm here for that.
Awesome.
We'll get a Diplodocus in there.
Ooh.
Some Troodons. Who knows, right?
Oh, name dropping, are we?
Yeah, I used to watch Dinosaur Train on PBS with my kids,
Ah, nice.
and they weren't dinosaurs; they were pterosaurs, the main characters.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
They were.
That's right. I remember that show now. Yeah.
Except for the one T-Rex that lived with them for some reason. So
In harmony, just like
In
it probably
harmony.
really was.
yeah, they're little kids. Yeah, thanks a ton, Matt. It was great.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me
you.
back.
Thank you.